bamboo leather, straight out of New York, baby. Now I'm cruising through Atlanta and DC, bringing that Big Apple bite to the fight. Martial artist, master thief, and a man with a taste for the finer things. I steal hearts and give back to these streets. When I'm around corruption, run scared, ready to keep it classy and fight the good fight. Then you're in the right company, my friend. Name's Bamboo Leather. Straight out of New York, baby. Now I'm cruising through Atlanta and DC, bringing that Big Apple bite to the fight. Martial artist, master thief, and a man with a taste for the finer things. I steal hearts and give back to these streets. When I'm around corruption, run scared, ready to keep it classy, fight the good fight. Then you're in the right company, my friend. He winks. Then leaps off into the night. The sea ice bumping behind.
In the heart of Neon City, there exists a figure shrouded in mystery, Storm Rider. Clad in electric blue, he rides the pulse of the city's beat, a seeker of sonic treasures and a guardian of rhythm. His story unfolds in the flicker of neon lights, a tale of loss, liberation, and the untamed spirit of the night. Welcome aboard the exhilarating journey of Storm Rider. Feel the electric energy as we ride the waves of this dynamic instrumental. Let the music sweep you away on a thrilling adventure through sound.
Welcome to the Producer Show with Kaylin Ellis. Did you know he goes live at 5? He goes live at 5 everywhere. It features a Discord he has too. You know, where he samples and collaborates live in real time using sounds from his... Hold on, don't force the funk.
Let's go! All right, everybody. What's good? How y'all doing? We are live at 5 p.m. Eastern. We're live at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. March the 3rd, 2025. How are y'all feeling? What's going on? Looking at the chat right now. Let me go and get the camera correct. Updated this camera recently, by the way. Let me also do something real quick. Cut that off. I'll even tell y'all, one of the things I added to this setup currently, pardon the glasses, but I did something kind of cool. I decided to add a keyboard to the setup. So now I got this keyboard here. I can literally play without having to get up and change the setup. You know, I'm not artist says it's crazy that to me that we're not already in March. It is gnarly. Let me go and run some frequencies for the one time real quick. Yup. How are y'all feeling that it is March already? What are y'all feeling about this year so far? Already, this decade has been nuts. And I do think it's gonna get even gnarlier. Y'all know me, I don't be wearing glasses like this, but I'm challenging myself to wear these. This year has been weird. It's been much weirder than average. Terrence says I'm ready for spring. Crash X Flea says happy 2 years. Happy 2 years, Crash. Swagalize says my grandpa's birthday today. Happy to have him around. That's good. I'm glad that he's still around. Kicking it hardcore. This might be Silver Rose says this year has been kind of rough, not gonna lie. Talk about it. What's going on? What's popping? And as we talk about it, I'll get the stream started. First and foremost, my name is Kaylin Ellis, live at 5 p.m. Eastern with the ones and only theMKRSClub. Shout out to the theMKRSClub. Shout out to everybody. Crash X Fleet, Louisiano, Svigalai. Y'all always holding it down. Y'all been holding it down for a minute. Cause I've been going live here on this stream since 2021 December. You know? Finno Rango, what's good, my G? Easygoing Mike says news in Europe this week has been depressing, but a sample flip challenge in all walls beats giving me a little bit of joy. Hey, I'm glad that this is a space that gives you some joy right now. That's the whole point. Crash X Flea says it's gonna be crazier couple months when it comes to politics. So I don't get into politics. I try very hard to not get deep into it, cause that's a whole gobbledygook, okay? A whole gobbledygook. Sienna says, I've been watching your live stream since fall 2022. My God. That's a minute, brother. I appreciate you holding it down. This might be Silver Rose. Do you have people send you sample flipper requests? Okay, so check this out. Let me show you something crazy. What is currently happening is we have a community called theMKRSClub. And if you are part of theMKRSClub, if you copped a sample pack, if you copped a bundle, if you copped any of my tools, if you bought a slot on QSlot, you will have a link in your email right at this very moment where you can go and click on join the Discord. Y'all know where you went to go press that button to go and fill in the slot. There should be another function above that that allows you to join the Makers Club. It's a Discord private community full of 3,000 plus beat makers, creatives, makers, people who make a bunch of dope stuff. And I mean, not even just people who make a bunch of dope stuff, but a lot of people who are into collecting samples, talking gear, talking music, talking art, creating art, making stories. You know, we are a community that loves that type of stuff, and we're on, you know, biblical principles for it. That's what I believe in, and I want as well this stream to kind of best represent that, and not only just like represent it in like a hints of like, you know, religion. I'm not necessarily this is religion, but it's more so principle, and I like that this stream, what I've discovered about creativity, I want this stream to be dedicated on principles and understanding how things are made. Because if you can understand how things are made, you in fact can learn everything that I'm doing here and be involved in a giant community, and we all help each other out, grow, create what we want to make. You know what I'm saying? We all have that God-given right. And that's what the Makers Club, this Live at 5 stream, is intended for. So if you want to join in with a lot of like-minded individuals that create, no matter who you are, highly suggest you to cop a sample pack and join in, because there's so many dope people that have genuinely, since I've been doing this in December 2021, that have changed not only my life, but I see other people within the community changing each other's lives. As well, shout out to Louis Beats. He got his first placement with Mad Keys. What's the joint, bro? What's the joint? And I just got some news that one of our own Makers Club members, JGH, just dropped a single. He just dropped a joint. So I'm actually, it popped up on my feed. I liked it before I got on the stream just a few moments ago. It popped up on my feed, so I knew that was cool. So yeah, JGH, yes, he's the GOAT. I love that man's brain. That man's brain is good. Louis B says it comes out next Friday. I'll send it when the album comes out next Friday. It's with Mad Keys and Henno. Oh, so you with Henno? That's fire. See what I'm talking about? Listen, brother, I'm gonna actually have to put together like a playlist of just like all the things at the Makers Club we've all like, you know, contributed towards regarding like productions for other people's music. Carmarissa just dropped an AP. If you ain't peep it, go peep it now, cause everybody's creating dope stuff a part of the Makers Club. Don't want to miss out. Even me, I got a great, crazy announcement. I've never, Carmarissa, drop your Instagram. Oh, this might be Silver Rose being a perfectionist. I'm gonna talk about this tonight. I'm gonna talk about some stuff. Oh, he dropped the EP. This way up here. Yeah, I got it right here. There we go. Just dropped the EP. Shout out to JGH, This Way Up. He actually played this for me, and I listened to it live. I listened to it on my, we had a consultation. If you didn't know, you can book consultations with your boy. And I'm actually going to start putting, I'm going to put a consultation thing up on my Gumroad eventually at some point. By the way, let me not forget, I am going to be going on tour this upcoming April. And if you want to know what the tour dates are looking like, let me show you what it's looking like. April 12th, I'll be playing in Gainesville, Florida at the Big Show Fest. April 19th in Miami, Florida. Atlanta, Georgia, April 20th. Brooklyn, New York, April 22nd. Toronto, Ontario, April 24th. Chicago, Illinois, April 25th. Denver, Colorado, April 26th. And we might throw in one more date depending on if everything happens. I'm Not Art dropped an EP not too long ago. Everybody dropping. And if you want to know what's going on in the Makers Club, I highly suggest you So when you get into the Discord, you go to the Makers Club pack. When you go into the Makers Club, peep right here. Let me show you releases. Everybody's been dropping since April. Must Go One. Yes, share your music. There's so much great stuff, man. They're all here in the Makers Club. Bougie, Joe November, Arthur Music. Plus, if you did not know this, a part of the Makers Club, this is one of the reasons why I love the Makers Club. We have so many different type of people that are in the Makers Club. When I tell you, there's people from all over the planet just in the Makers Club. And I'll prove it to you. I'll show you right here. Let me show you. Introduce yourself. What I love about Introduce Yourself is you learn a lot about where people are from just within the Makers Club. And it says here, this is one I peeped. Let me actually turn the frequencies down on this a little bit so I can get into it. This one right here says, by 33 Don Hugh, yo, music producer here, decided to join up cause Kizo Open Doors is the homie. I ended up using one of his samples for a live stream flip. And I saw you resurface that MF and RZA beat thing. Yes, the RZA beat thing. I was watching that. I've been watching a lot of stuff about producers live on the stream, and yeah, it was down from comments. They are insane. I needed it. Low key, my comment section on YouTube videos, y'all should peep game on the YouTube video comments that I have. Some of them folks be wildin', and some of y'all know what be going down in the comment section. I mean, I had one that was like so obnoxiously insane where I was like, man, like how absurd are folks. But if you want to tap in with a dope, fun community, the Makers Club is it. We're all nice people. We're all approachable. We're not like not within reach. And I feel like even with what we do, like this is the future of what will become the industry, the music, like, and the fact that we're already this ahead of it, I already know at some point we're going to be able to look back on this and be like, yo, we all established our own thing. And it's just the gift that just keeps on giving. So if you want to tap in, cop a sample pack, you will not regret it. And I love you guys so much. And so with that, I'm going to answer some questions. I'll get into some talks. Y'all know I like to have conversations first before we get deep into the stream and making music and stuff. So I saw there was a couple of questions from This Might Be Silver Rose. You asked actually a couple. So Silver Rose, what would you want me to answer at this moment? Do you? Because I could go back and scroll, but like I saw you post a few times, and I don't want to miss anything. So let me go ahead and cue up that wonderful, beautiful talk music. Had to. The one about perfection. Yeah. Oh, perfectionism. Well, it's simple. I think something I'm starting to understand about perfectionism, and even now, let me just go back and scroll because I want to make sure I quote this properly. Send me an email, man. What's your thing looking like? Because it should be in your email. Or are you on your phone or are you on your computer? Because if you're on your phone, if you're on your phone, it might not work. But if you're on your computer, that might be an answer. So try that. But let me go back. Let me scroll all the way up. I'm looking through all these messages right now. Y'all are dropping in the chat. All right, so Silver Rose says, how do you avoid being a perfectionist and embrace getting out of your comfort zone when it comes to experimenting with music? Well, I'll keep this brief. Let me go and set a timer for 15 minutes. How do I avoid perfectionism? Well, perfectionism. Let's get serious. When we talk about perfectionism, right? Like, what? And I want to ask everybody, what is perfectionism? Purely, what is perfectionism? Can y'all, whatever you believe that is, drop it in the chat real quick. I'm curious to see what you guys believe perfectionism is, because I have my own thought about what perfectionism is, and I know other people have different, definitions, and the only way we can be able to get to a answer for not only just the question, but to be able to approach a mindset, I think there has to be some sort of a standard that we're using, that we're measuring up towards when we talk about perfectionism. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I believe that, because actually it kind of reminds me of basketball. Basketball was one of those things growing up for me that I learned was you could get pretty darn close to being perfect, but nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? And actually, I came across a YouTube video of, I think it was Mac DeMarco. I'm gonna actually see if I can pull that up real quick. Mac DeMarco. And if you know who Mac DeMarco is, this is gonna be right up your alley. But I'm looking at the chat real quick before I open up this Mac DeMarco video. Swagalai says, focusing too much, stretching all possibilities from Terrence. Making sure your art is as flawless as possible with the downside of overthinking. Perfectionism is forcing the funk. All right now. Obsession, violin fan. Depends on the person. Not everybody is the same. And he says here, for example, I have all these ideas and I want to make them into actual music. But when I sit down and open a session, I often draw a blank because I'm too hyper-focused on wanting to do it right. Hyper-focused on wanting to do it right. Now, when you say focused on doing it right, are you talking about like, I want to make music the right way? Is that like a thing that kind of pops up for you? And if I'm off, let me know, because I want to be able to better understand you. You know what I'm saying? Tommy says, getting lost in a never-ending search, the perfect solution. How do I go about avoiding perfectionism? So based on y'all's answers, perfectionism, right? Let's go to the actual definition real quick. Perfectionism. Perfectionism, by default, the definition of perfectionism refers to the tendency to set excessively high standards for oneself and others. Some perfectionists are able to achieve high levels of success because of the lofty goals they strive to meet. Others struggle with low self-esteem and problems in daily functioning when they inevitably make mistakes. This is an interesting topic because I feel like, in a way, I've dealt with the concept of perfectionism before. I remember there was actually a time frame where, unless something felt a certain way, I would not drop it. I mean, you guys see how I upload these short beat videos where I'm basically making the beat. If only y'all knew how long I sat on the Funk Will Prevail Offbeat. Offbeat is 2 years old. Those ideas are all 2 years old. And what's crazy about that is the fact that I'll never forget, I had Ogosh Leotis here at my spot, and I remember listening to all of the music that I had already made. It was just these short loops, but I extended it to like a minute. I wanted to add a couple things, but I kept thinking I needed to add more for it to become better. But here's the very fascinating truth about music that I've been able to come across. And I'm going to try and throw some paint at the wall here because this is kind of like me coming off the hip. When I sat down working on the Funko Prevail and I was with Oh Gosh and he was watching me like finish up the album, we needed to have it done before the listening party. And I remember sitting there seeing like, what else can I add? What else can I add? What else can I add? But the funny part is I'm looking to add what is already there. And what is already there is the feeling that I am chasing. Okay? You follow me? So, there is a feeling when you make music that you're chasing. But what you're chasing is not perfection. So when we're talking about hyperfixation, I understand simply because I've sat for 4 years and simply was like, this snare isn't it. This isn't it. This isn't it. But when you play it for other people, they're like, you just need to drop it because this sounds fire. So if other people are hearing the exact same thing that I'm not sure about, is it safe to say that my focus is in the wrong space? And 9 times out of 10, when I would make music early on, which is where the Gauntlet Challenge came from, where all these beat video ideas came from, I stopped putting a lid on what I make. Because based on what I'm already making, there is nothing in comparison for it. And that is the truth for all creations. Are you hearing me on this? What you make cannot be compared to anything else. Whatever standard that music you have, right? It's based on what you currently know. But what you are doing at this moment cannot be compared to anybody else. Comparison is the thief of all joy, right? So in order to avoid perfectionism and purely to create, we, us, you guys here, whenever we're here on the stream, our job is to get out of the way of ourselves and purely make things by enjoying the process. Not focusing on a detail, because that's where problems come. When the details start becoming way too big. Shanks says it here just like that. That's why collaborating is so fire. Other minds can give you assurance, your own brain won't. And that is the craziest dilemma for all creatives. I even go through that. But I think if that is the case, play an idea for a homie of yours. Simply just loop a 30-second loop for a minute and play it for them. Play it for your friends. Play it for the people that you trust, especially the Makers Club. I usually go through a process, and y'all don't even know this. When I upload these beat videos, I'm currently trying out all the things that worked 2 years ago. Are you hearing me? Everything that I made 2 years ago was sat on simply because I was hyper focused on the wrong thing. I was. And he says here, to give an example, I wanted to make a violin line similar to what you did in E. But no matter what I did, I couldn't make something like that. See, I know you want to use something like me, but I want to tell you something that is going to actually benefit it. Because God knows I've sat in this room for 10 plus years listening to Flying Lotus, trying to emulate his textures, trying to emulate his drums, and realize I never could sound like him. Comparison is the thief of all joy. Don't try to make something like me. If you want to know where I got that influence for E, I listened to a lot of music that was in the 70s disco. Look up the genre post-disco. I'm giving you a golden nugget right now. Look up post disco from early 1980s. Post disco. The best example of this is Billie Jean. Billie Jean, if you did not know, is a post disco record. How I managed to be able to even make stuff like that, I do a lot of studying of music. Not trying to make stuff like people, but trying to understand, what do you have to think to come up with something like that? And crazy enough, if you go to YouTube right now, well, go to Google and be like, I'm gonna show y'all something crazy. Who wrote the strings for Billie Jean, MJ? And look at this. The track also won praise for Jackson's biographers. Nelson George stated that Jerry Hay's string arrangements added danger to Billie Jean. Oh, Jerry Hay. Let me show you. Jerry Hay strings. Look at this. Jerry Hay had no idea. This man arranged the strings for not only just George Benson, Nick Curson, Al Jarreau, Donna Summer, Earth, Wind & Fire, Whitney Houston, Frank Sinatra, George Duke. And what I would do is I would listen to all of his music. And crazy enough, looking at everybody, I already know that sound. The lines, the music. There's history involved when I make music. So, specifically in Silver Rose, don't compare. It's gonna rob you of all of the joy you have when it comes to making music. There's always history involved with everything. And I mean everything when it comes to music. And also too, if you don't find out right away, if you don't know, give yourself a little bit of grace, because this is all of music. Why I can't even be put in the same category of perfectionism is simply because music is an experience. You learn through experiences. And the only way to be able to understand quote unquote perfectionism or whatever standard you want to call it, it comes by sitting down here every single day and being like, what don't I understand about the music that I really enjoy? What other types of music correlate together to be able to answer an issue? So how I avoid perfectionism is simply experience music for what it is. It's not intended to be perfect. It never was. And any person that sounds perfect. Also, if it is perfect, you know, it's not one of those things where like, oh, this is what he learned and he did it immediately. No, I sat for years and didn't even understand how to play piano. So it took a little bit of while for me to understand how to even play an instrument. What is an instrument? What kind of instruments are there? There's drums, but there's guitars, there's strings, there's pianos. All of these things work a certain way. And I think the better you understand how something works, you lean away from perfectionism. You lean more so into how can I express? How can I express the best way of this instrument? Whether y'all know it or not, the voice is like the greatest instrument, you know? You know words, I know words, we talk, we communicate. If I taught y'all a brand new word, there's a high possibility that you might end up using it and not even realizing it. You know what I'm saying? This might be Silver Rose. I think it's also because of the fact that I over rely on theory to make melodies and stuff. That stops me from experimenting. Question: Do you play instruments? Do you play instruments? Because if you do rely on theory, I'm curious. When was the last time you ever jammed out? Like, do you just purely play, just jam? Do you just play? Not really. And this is what I'll suggest to you. Highly suggest you find an instrument, whether it is a drum set, whether it's a piano, It's something. I learned this from Pharrell. Pharrell even said it himself. If you want to get to the next phase of being able to have fun with music, learn an instrument. And don't just learn it to try and master it. Learn it to know what you want to know. Like, there's so many different parts of a guitar and so many different parts of a piano that, like, okay, people like chords, people like melodies. But if you understood how to make a melody, you could make as many melodies as you want. And I don't even know why this just hit me, but something that just hit me, and this is kind of like where I'll cap it off at. Because I hope all this makes sense. Don't fear the man that learned 1,000 kicks. Fear the man who learned one kick 1,000 times. That's my one kick that I played thousands of times. This right here, this Ableton push, this is a kick. This is a kick I've mastered 1,000 times. You catch my drift? I'm probably on kick 32 right here. I'm not at 1,000 yet, but I will be. This right here, this piano, this kick, maybe at like 750. I'm not at 1,000 yet, but we'll get there. Okay? But understand that music is exactly the same way. Music is and I mean literally, it's the exact same way. A lot of people don't know that some of your favorite musicians play the same chords, same licks, and everything the same way, different ways. That's why we like Robert Glasper. That's why we like JD Beck. That's why we like Domi Keys. There's something specific that they are doing. They observed a pattern long enough to not only just play what they're playing, but they can play what they're playing differently. That's why I can play the same chords on different beats, and no matter what it sounds like, y'all know it's me. Mic drop. Yeah, and after a while, you get exposed to that pattern. You're gonna be more confident in trying stuff. It'll give you more leeway of trying it. Tommy says, man, I learned 100 times faster about music production when I learned to play a little bit of drums for 3 months, a little bit of bass for 3 months, and jam with other people on piano synth in the last 10 years of doing music on the computer. I'm telling you this because it works. That is the only way you can defeat perfectionism. It's expression. Comparison is the thief of all joy. If at any point you've watched my work and think like, oh, at one particular point, and I'm gonna just use this as a closing statement, we all came onto this planet like babies. We didn't know words. We didn't know sentences. We didn't know a thing. Eventually, I sat down here one particular day and just thought, I would love to hear some chords. I would love to hear some chords that I could possibly play. I have an MPK Mini with me, but that's the only keyboard I have. Listen, that's all you need. You don't need much. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you a little bit of inspo real quick, because I'm going to show you this Mac DeMarco thing before I close this out. There's a video of Dorian Concept. And he's soloing on a little board, bro. And I mean this board is as small as an MPK Mini, bro. He understood how this works. Look at this. This is Dorian Concept. Y'all know who Dorian Concept is. If you don't know who Dorian Concept is, I'm pretty sure you've heard this video. That's him. So you've heard that on TikTok. This guy, this brother right here, this was the first dude I ever saw play on a miniature keyboard. Not only just a miniature keyboard, it was a synthesizer. Look at how he's about to play. Watch this. Let me see here. I'm actually swap. Oh, I'm on stream. There we go. I had to swap it. There we go. This is it. Brace yourself. Brace yourself. When I saw this, bro, I realized this man sat in a room. And now I'm older now. I understand it. But when I was like 12, this was absurd to me. And what's funny is he was just fooling around on a microchord. But he didn't just only do that on the microchord. He did it on the Lisa's. This is also 17 years ago. Keep that in mind. He's in his room doing this. He's not playing it. Now, here's the gnarliest thing, right? Mind you, Dorian Concept of today was very different than Dorian Concept back then. There was no huge clout about Dorian Concept. I know this because I watched from 2007 when I first learned about Flying Lotus. I learned about Flylo, Sam I Am. Flying Lotus had a project with Sam I Am called Fly Am Sam. They only dropped one song together, which I'm not happy about. But at the same time, they were talking about Dorian Concept. Brain Feeder, okay? Hearing this man play, I never would have thought that you could also see him do the same thing live. Bro. You could tell he obviously sat. He obviously knows piano. But he obviously sat and learned what this machine can do. And what's funny is you can hear that same style on everything. He even pulled up a Casio. Bro, no matter what keyboard. Do you know how advanced this is? Do you know how advanced? Hold on. Y'all don't. If only you understood. There are things that are happening in this video that are very simple, but you can tell he's mastered it. Not perfected it, but mastered it enough to know how to use it. And he does it. He's been doing it for at least 20 years. What happens if you know one scale on a piano and you just play the scale like that for 10 plus years? You would be way more equipped than anybody else. Not by comparison, but purely because you mastered that one kick 1,000 times. I hope all that made sense, y'all. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So that's how you avoid perfection, y'all. That's how you avoid it. But I love stuff like that. And also, too, let me go and show you that Mac DeMarco video. I'm Not Art says, any quick advice, bro? I make instrumental track and all, but till this day, I've always wanted to be one of the amazing ministering gospel ministers in South Africa. But man, I don't know where to start. I'm Not Art. Do you play in church? I'm Not Art. I have a question. Do you use music theory to understand other music? I think I use music theory to draw connections. Like, it's like, let's say you hear I'm gonna give you a good example. If you hear Jay Dilla, right? If you listen to Jay Dilla, but then you hear D'Angelo, and then you hear Robert Glasper, I would say there is a correlation that all three of those guys have when they play music. And somehow, some way, for me personally, I connect to those guys simply because I grew up in church and I know what church chords sound like. I'm Not Art. Do you post on YouTube? Do you post on YouTube as well? Do you have a social? I'm Not Art. What do you currently do at the moment? I would love to know your what would you say is your creative routine or ecosystem? Do you post what you create? Do you like what does that look like? Have you recorded yourself playing in church? That's also another good question I have. Because if you do, I think I have a good idea for you. If not, you should. If you can answer me that, what do you record yourself playing in church? I would start there because that's how it started with me. Matter of fact, I hope my dad still has these VHS tapes. My dad would record me playing drums when I was really little, and I would watch myself back and be like, that's how I look when I play drums? Oh my gosh. So maybe the beat videos was just a natural thing that graduated to it. My dad has footage of me playing at 3. When I was playing at 3, like I could understand beats very well. What's good, Arthur? But I'm Not Art. If you could answer that, do you those tapes would be dope music videos. I might ask my dad. I might actually ask him real quick. Let me see. Let me ask my dad real quick. Let me ask my dad real quick. Actually, don't post the videos I usually take. Why not? Why don't you post the videos you take? Do you have more than one or multiple? Let me ask my dad though. Do you still have those tapes of me playing when I was growing? Discord wants to know. Cause low key, that's where it started for me. My dad would film me playing would have me play drums, and he would put the VHS tape on the corner right outside of the drum kit. And it would just be, you would see strictly me in the space playing, and you would hear like my dad on the speaker from the opposite side. And here's also the craziest part. Let's say, for instance, I couldn't watch my dad play because he was on the other side of the church, right? So think about walking into a church. You look on the left side, you see a drummer. On the right side, you see a keyboardist. And that is how I played drums growing up. I never played watching my dad play. I grew up playing, hearing my dad play, but I had to know where my dad was going based off of what I was hearing. And I never knew where my dad was going unless I heard him play. Which kind of explains why, like, memory and theory aren't really something I gravitate to. I just know what sounds right. Man, that makes so much sense. I've never actually watched my dad play. Like, I've never seen how my dad's hands move. I just knew what it sounded like, and I just kind of put it from there. But yeah, why don't you record yourself? I'm curious to know. Because I think if you recorded yourself and post it, I think that'll give you exactly what you're seeking for. Because there's a reason you've wanted to be a ministering gospel drummer in South Africa. That's the only way you're going to be able to. That's the only way you're going to be able to really utilize your gift. So I don't think I have an answer to that, but I get where you're going with it. And I'm only telling you this because either it takes someone bringing it up as an idea and it'd be like, you know what, this would be kind of cool. Because it's usually the most insignificant things that would change a lot of the directories of our life if we do one thing differently. One thing. Now, one thing leads to other stuff. I remember a buddy of mine was like, bro, you should post yourself playing keys on your videos. And I was like, are people going to really, and this is the craziest thought, right? Picture me saying this, right? All right, let's go back to 2018 and just picture this coming out of my mouth when I say this. Someone comes up to me and goes, hey, Kaylin, I always notice you play keys in your sessions. Why don't you film yourself playing keys and put it on Instagram? And then out of my mouth comes, people would really want to see me play keys over my beats on Instagram? I really thought that for a long time until I started doing it. And everybody was like, yo, we like you playing keys. And actually, I went to Paris and someone flat out told me, I'm a little bit disappointed that you did not come on this tour and decide to play your piano. Well, I'll tell you what, sir. I have a piano right here that I can practice and get more comfortable with. So when the time of the tour comes, I want to have a keyboard on me and I can just start playing away. But I got to get comfortable. I got to be comfortable with that part of my voice. I've never allowed this voice to speak like a drum kit. Never. Never allowed it. But the moment I allowed it, bro, my whole world changed. Especially the one video playing Masterpiece Cycles. That was probably like me being the most locked in I've ever been. Transposed or not, I just knew I was locked in when I made that video. Which is kind of funny because I post the beats I'm making, etc. People love it, so I guess I could apply the same logic. Yeah, a lot of things usually work in correlation. We just don't realize it. A lot of us don't realize what we already are doing are pieces of the bigger pie. It's just sometimes, and this is actually the craziest part, right? I remember being so against posting beat videos simply because I want people to listen to my music. I want people to listen to my music. I shouldn't have to get on a video and showcase my ability. I shouldn't have to do that. But I had to think about it from a different perspective. And this is the different perspective. You want to know what the different perspective was? What if me playing my keys on beat videos got people to listen to my music way more than just me posting a beat? And if we talking about church, because you play drums in church, doesn't the Bible say, if I be lifted up, God, if I be lifted up, I will draw all men unto me. So that gift that God gave you to bring heaven down is intended to attract. It's intended to attract. You want to minister. So if that's the case and God gave you a voice to play through an instrument, I would use that like it is the strongest sword, the strongest axe, the strongest hammer. Bruh, I would. Listen, if my keyboard, the way I look at piano and the way I look at my instruments, the way I look at this room is like I have a giant tornado maker. And at any given point, I know God's gift that he gave to me, if I use it right, is going to attract the right people to hear what I am trying to say. Which, what I'm trying to say, I'm trying to lift God up. I'm obviously trying to honor him with my gift. He'll add all these things. Just put that at the forefront of your mind when you think about playing drums in church. This is not only just something that attracts God to come into a room, but he will attract people to that too. God does that too. Don't believe me? Look at my Instagram. Look at my Instagram. Like, I promise you, none of that is something that I'm like in comparison of this is what I want people to. I'm telling you this because it works. It is a principle that literally works. I'm telling you, it just works. Hope all that made sense, bro. Hope all that made sense. I just kind of went. But yeah, let me see here. What other stuff am I got the Discord open, by the way. I think that definitely might have been me. I think that definitely might have been me. Oh, also too, I feel like I should talk about this too, because I got a question about it in my Instagram DMs. I got a question about this in my Instagram DMs. I want to make sure I properly quote this because, man, some of the questions I be getting in my Discord DMs. Schedule content, not schedule content. Let me go to archive. I'm gonna quote the question and I'm gonna pull up the video when I talked about it, because actually I think it was actually really good that I talked about this. It was a really good video, actually. All right, so airdrop. Save video. Because I realize I've never talked about this, but I want to be able to. I want to keep everybody like in alignment with what we got to do. Okay? Because what we do here on a live stream, I want to be able to help y'all. I want to help y'all, brothers, so y'all don't end up like who done it. You know what I'm saying? But let me see here. All right, so I remember I posted on my Instagram and someone asked me a question pertaining to personal advice when it comes to dating and women. And I had a very simple response to this. That way we can just keep things at bay on what we need to do, you know? And so, check this out. I posted about this and I just want everybody to be on the, yeah, you saw a crash. I was like, all right, because I feel like if I get this question from this person, obviously this is something that we creatives do have to deal about, you know? So it's very simple, but I use it very simply to be able to understand that what we focus on is our God-given purpose. But The question was personal advice on women and dating. And this was my response, guys. This was it.
I am not a relationship guru, so I am in no means to talk about relationships, but I will definitely say this. There is a scripture that simply says, "Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things shall be added unto you," right? There's also another scripture that does says, "He who findeth a wife findeth a good thing." Now, here's the crazy thing about finding something. Finding something does not mean you're actively seeking it out. Finding something, if you look up the definition and the origin of the word, it means to stumble across. So, player, homie, brother man, focus on what you need to do, and then you will find what God has for you will be stumbled across. You picking up what I'm putting down?
So, yes. Basically, long, sweet, and short. If your focus is not on seeking God, you need to focus your efforts on seeking God. And I'm telling you this purely from experience, okay? Not saying you shouldn't date or anything. Do whatever you decide and God lets your heart on, okay? But I saw a video today that made me think of the video I posted. And I I saw this video and I was like, yo, this whole thing is so symbolic. The reason why I say focus on what you need to do is simply because there was this scene out of the movie, the Temptations, right? The Temptations, no pun intended. And watching it's only like 55 seconds. It's probably like the greatest 55 seconds ever that like exemplifies not focusing on what you need to do at this moment. If you need any kind of a wake-up call, tell this to your homie, tell this to your friends. This is for you. So, this video is literally entitled, "Do Not Lust for Her Beauty." And this is the reason why. Look at this.
Oh my God. Excuse me, miss. Hey, how you doing? Oh, come on now. You can't run away from me. I'm not some thief, some thug. Just want to talk to you. Let me help you with those.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Angela?
I would have helped you sooner, but you're welcome. Hey! Hey, man! Hey! That's my car, man! Come on! Hey! You ain't taking my car! I said you ain't taking my car, man!
Okay, first and foremost, don't chase women. Don't be a slave to your lustful impulses. Let me tell you how insane this is, right? Like, bro, peep how funny this is. Homie was minding his own business. He was in a car, a nice vehicle, like super nice, like, bro, super nice. And I'm telling you, red, top down, seats are white leather. This thing is immaculate, right? And homie's just minding his business. All of a sudden, he sees Shorty. Shorty's right there. He takes his eyes off the car, breaks his neck, and forgot all about. Finn said, he just said, I want to talk to you. You know how insane this is? Homie literally just was like,
Excuse me, miss. Hey.
First and foremost, you got a nice car, bro. Now, also, this is a reenactment from the movie Temptations from 1998. Shorty is minding her business with 2 bags of groceries. Of course, she's beautiful, but his car, what he worked so hard to get, is right there. Top down. Even worse, I think he left the keys in the car.
How you doing? Oh, come on now. You can't.
You can hear the car in the background going. And then look at her face. She like, I mean, of course, this is great attention. But, bro, the keys of your car are in the ignition. Nothing good is gonna come out of this.
Run away from me. I'm not some thief, some thug. Just want to talk to you.
Just want to talk to ya. Now here's the worst part. Now this is the part that just made me so sad. So the car is a whole opposite side of the street.
Thanks.
You're welcome. What's your name?
Angela?
All she said was thanks and Angela.
I would have helped you sooner, but you're welcome.
Now watch this. He is so focused, not on what God had him to do, but broke his neck, literally trying to help someone who don't know, was not in any kind of way in his, like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, I just said essentially what you find. God, doesn't God say in his word, like, he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing? He who findeth, stumbled across, not, hey, Lord, I just want to talk to you. No, that's not how it's supposed to go. That's not how it's supposed to work. Now, as he's looking down, away from what he worked so hard for, there is another person who sees clear as day, this is a nice car. He looked back at him too. He looked right at him. He was like, you know what? This is my car now. And then here's the worst part. Look at this. He's like, hey.
Hey, man.
Here's the worst part. The same person he tried to help, she dropped her groceries.
Hey!
She didn't even go to help him. She ran away. She ran a whole way.
That's my car, man. Come on.
She's nowhere in the picture anymore.
Hey, you ain't taking my car. I said you ain't taking my car.
Now he trying hard. He trying hard to get away. He just get. Someone is now in the driver's seat. Now this is the craziest part. This is the crazy. Look at how he threw him out the car.
Hey, come on. Hey, you ain't taking my car. I said you ain't taking my car.
Look how he threw him out the car. First and foremost, I feel like they double take that. But look at how they threw him out of the car. And he's just there now. There's got to be a whole level of regret because what he worked so hard for has now been taken from him simply because he was not focused enough to keep his eyes on what he was supposed to do. She was looking a whole nother way. He was looking this way. Are you catching what I'm putting down? And what's crazy is this just doesn't only go for lust of women, but I'm talking about just lust of all things. All things. Remember when Kendrick said the evils of Lucy are all around me? He wasn't just talking about women. He was talking about everything. Brother was simping before it was cool. Man, gots to be more careful. But man, you see what I'm saying? So whenever I'm here cooking up, making music, we are creating. What is happening here is purely based on the principle of this. And if you can understand this, you can get out of anything kind of distraction. Okay? Distractions. Man, and actually, you know what? Hold on. Hold on, bro. Do y'all remember NBA Ballers? This is such a crazy memory, bro. Hold on. NBA Ballers, story mode. They had a story mode for NBA Ballers. Y'all are gonna love this. It was called Rags to Riches. Do y'all remember Rags to Riches? They used to have it was this video game right here, NBA Ballers. Do you remember NBA Ballers? Has anybody ever played NBA Ballers? This game right here. Open image and new tab. This game right here. Don't tell me that happened there too. I never played it, but yes, the same concept happened in this game. Why I love this game so much is the whole ploy of the game is it is you versus everybody. And they have a game mode on it called Rags to Riches. Now, what was Rags to Riches about? Well, the whole game was based on one-on-one or 1v1v1, or as they call it in the streets, 21. Basically, one player versus one player versus one player, and the first one to hit 21 points wins the game. Now, there's a lot of rules about it, but this game was the embodiment of one-on-one basketball. Basically, what they would do is they would take an unknown player, absolutely from the straight dirt, aka you, the creative player, and you would face off against street ballers, different players, and as the tournament goes on, there was this thing that would happen where they would increase the competition. So the competition would be, you got to play against Stephon Marbury, you got to play against Allen Iverson, you got to play against Kobe Bryant, you got to play against all these players. And what's even crazier is the whole thing was a lesson. It was a giant lesson. Giant lesson. Terrence, thank you, says went to church with him. You went to church with Stephon Marbury? That's crazy. But check this out. Check this out. I'm gonna show you NBA Ballers. The first one, Rags to Riches. I'm gonna show y'all what this looked like. So check this out.
It's your boy LG. Have a long death. Some great. We going.
Let me see here.
Honey, it's new.
Let me see here. NBA. Oh, Rags to Riches. That's what it's called. Rags to Riches. The cutscenes were so dope to me. Look at this.
Hey
guy.
guys, Devil Slayer here.
Shout out to Devil Slayer. I love that name. Devil Slayer. So check this out. Check this out. This is why I love this game so much. Shout out to NBA. MC. I missed this game, bro. Hold on. I got to play the intro for this just cuz. And actually, you know what? This goes to a great part of the thing. So before I begin this bit, I just wanted to simply say, I love the fact that I can go down these different tangents. These are all gonna be YouTube videos, by the way. But I've always had a thought that basketball resembles life simply because basketball is simply about principle. I also mentioned in like a previous stream where basketball and beat making are kind of like hand in hand because it requires principle and understanding how a basic rule. You got to understand basic rules to play the game. But if you understand the rules, you can kind of bend the rules to do the things that you would like to do. Not everybody has to play the game the same way. But if you understand how the game works, you can be able to do things that you want to do. AKA, same thing works with practically anything. That's why I love basketball so much. But NBA Ballers, back to this game. NBA Ballers is great because it is one of the best examples for a video game to teach young kids. It was a game for everybody. It was the best example for young kids to understand how to play not only the game of basketball, but the game of life. And this game, I tell you, the cutscenes were genius. I'm only going to show you guys a few of them, but there's a lot of learning lessons in this.
In the pool after breaking.
So check this out.
You got.
I'm gonna show y'all the intro. This is my favorite game to play. I just loved it. All right, peep the lyrics of what he's about to say.
Now welcome to the world of the virtual athlete, where it's man against man, but somebody must get beat. You gotta be man enough to bring that heat, and if you ain't ready to ball, and you should take that seat from the rooftops of New York to West Palm Beach. You gotta be a fanatic or a b-ball freak. AI crosses you so fast you thought you was asleep. With the speed of Supernatural when he's spitting on beats, with the precision of Kobe when he's training from deep. These are true platinum players with games that sweet. Where you go, motto we motto for the ultimate test.
racks. T-Mac never the whack, he be coming correct. Ball on 300 for ya, with courts on the deck. Then take a dip in the pool after breaking a sweat. This is NBA Ballers, when it's on, then it's on. Where the players invite you into their mansions and homes. You might even see a Hummer on some 20s and chromes. It's like Shaq's in a nightmare when he goes in the zone. When Latrell got the rock, never leave him alone. You better guard the basket like a dog does a bone. So many different players, old school varieties. It's like they ball in an underground society. So get in the game, start doing your thing. And when you go to the rack, make sure you bring pain. Nothing but true players, all of the top guys. The one that brought you arch rivals gave you a new vibe. I know you was a fan of NBA jams. He's on fire when the mic's in his hand. We took it to the concrete instead of the hard line. With titles like Hang Time, even the Showtime. And I'm supernatural, you can ball with me. So let's ball and see who can be the MVP.
Now here's something so cool about this. What a lot of people don't know about this game is that the game was based on a TV show. NBA, did you know that NBA Ballers was based off of a TV show? Now I'm blanking on the name of, like, okay, you know how they talk about like game shows, TV shows. NBA Ballers was literally a TV show. Yeah, MC Supernatural. If he's still alive, if he's still like on this side of the ground, I need to talk to him because this game really did a lot for me. But the game was basically reality television, right? They were like, your player is the main character and you're a character in reality TV. And the whole point of the game was for you to beat everybody, but learn that it wasn't just about beating everybody. Okay, so check this out. This is why I love this so much. Check this out. They about to show like the TV show part. Watch. Here we go.
Welcome to another award-winning edition of NBA Ballers, where we bring you the top-tier head-to-head NBA competition live from the living large locations of the top ballers in the league.
Last week, we saw Rashid battle it out with Lamar. And afterwards, we showed you all the toys in his game room. I've always loved air hockey.
Yeah, it figures you'd always love air hockey.
I'm good at it. This week, you never know. Will it be a fast forward against a small guard in Beverly Hills or a three-point contest next to Reggie Miller's driveway? Stay tuned.
Yeah, and they had a bunch of legends in this game as well. Now this is where I want everybody to pay attention. If you're still with me, pay attention to this part. This is the part that I think is going to go over a lot of people's heads. But this is what this game was primarily rooted around.
You see these old boys here? Network execs. They're trying to figure out how to improve ratings. So what else is new? Maybe add a new show capitalizing on the baller's success. They'll conjure it up, they'll scheme, and they'll dream. They're talking about a plan, a spinoff. Maybe call it NBA Ballers, Chase the Dream, or NBA Ballers Up from the Streets. Sort of a reality TV version of NBA Ballers. Get a no-name baller up from the streets and set him up to go against the best. You know I'm talking about the NBA, right? Yeah, once a week, we play him against true players in a tournament. He gets to pick his bling all the way along. If he wins it all, he gets to keep it all. But if he loses it, well, these boys get the bonus. Yeah, the American dream, reality TV. From rags to riches. Yeah, NBA Ballers, rags to riches edition. I like that.
What's so crazy is that's kind of like the American dream, right? From rags to riches. Everybody loves a rags to riches story. That's what they try to push. Now, as the game goes on, they got all these different things. There's a scene in this game that was very, very crazy. And it actually brought up a scene that I wanted to think of real quick. Let me see here. I'm skipping ahead. But this is it right here. This team. When I tell you this scene here, what I'm about to share with y'all right now, this scene terrified the heck out of me as a kid. Okay? So when you get to the very ending of the game, there's this one particular scene that they showcase when you start beating everybody, when you start getting all the bling, you start making all the money, you start unlocking all these access to things, you start unlocking cars, start unlocking shoes, connections to work with, like you just start connecting a bunch of dots. Now, here's the craziest part. Kind of makes me think about the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl performance. This is the part that gets me crazy. Terrified me as a kid, but I understand it now. This is the part.
Game.
Let me skip ahead.
Okay, man. Win a couple more tournaments and I'm set. I can do this. Just stay focused. Don't choke.
You've got a couple classic weaknesses that could cost you the contest.
We can help you get out front. Stay out front. Dig?
You're gonna be getting tempted by a lot of different things now that you're on TV.
They've got a plot to keep you from winning. They're setting you up. You've got to pay attention.
I said stay away from those people. Focus.
This scene right here was something that I used to get terrified about. He looks like Prince, don't he? Whoever created this player, it was crazy. But it kind of looked like Allen Houston with a perm. But I remember looking at this scene, right, just as a kid. And basically the name of this scene was called Distractions. It was called Distractions. All these voices, all these things. And notice at the very beginning, the player goes, hey, like, keep in mind, you're almost there at the space you're trying to get to, which is like the final couple games. Don't choke. All these voices, all these voices are trying to tell you, hey, don't do this, don't do that. You start getting in your head a little bit. But that's after a little bit of success or a couple things have like gotten you to a place you've gone. And it's funny because you don't have to necessarily be in a level of success to experience this. But what's insane is you could simply be learning about music early. And I mean super early. And something gets in your mind of like,
and I'm set. Okay, man. Win a couple more tournaments and I'm set. I can do this. Just stay focused. Don't choke.
You've got a couple classic weaknesses that could cost you the contest.
You got a couple weaknesses that could probably cost you the contest. That's the first voice he hears.
We can help you get out front. Stay out front. Dig?
We can help you get out of your situation. Don't that sound like record labels?
You're gonna be getting tempted by a lot of different things now that you're on TV.
Coach is trying to tell him like, hey, that's the coach. Coach is trying to help you. This guy in the game, this guy, him, coach. Shout out to coach. This guy. The reason why this is so important is because no matter how far you decide to go and whatever you want to attempt, there's always going to be a voice that is simply going to tell you, you got a couple weaknesses. You got a couple issues. You've gotten to this point, but maybe what if it doesn't pan out? Terrence, thank you. Yes, it's all in your head.
They've got a plot to keep you from winning. They're setting you up. You've got to pay attention.
I said stay away from those people. Focus.
Focus. Focus. Just focus. Focus on what you're put here to do. He's just supposed to play basketball. And this scene used to eat me up because I've been so distracted for a good portion of my life to even realize that, like, yo, I really could sit down in here and create absolute fire. Absolute fire. Shout out to Crash. I'm gonna definitely peep the general chat. But the beautiful part about this is after all the success, he faces the executives at the very end of the game. He beats them at the house. He ends up beating them. They don't even do anything. Now watch this. All of the once you get the house, once you get the car, once you get the keys to the crib, the pool, once you got everything, watch this. Watch this.
So, dreams and schemes. Looks like the dreams won. And that's the end of our story. As far as our boys from the network are concerned, well, their careers are over, and they'll probably be taking a mandatory vacation. It goes to show you that anybody can climb to the top with a little bit of skill, will, and determination. You don't have to break the rules to get ahead in this world. It's all about being good at what you do.
It's not about, that's a whole word.
Building yourself up to be better and not letting anything get in the way of your dreams. It's true. It really is true. This is MC Supernatural signing off. Later, y'all. Peace.
Sir, I just got to run that back simply because everybody that wants to get a certain level of success, they want to get, how do I how do I do? Listen, this is literally the greatest bar ever dropped in a video game. And this has stuck with me since I was 6.
It's over, and they'll probably be taking a mandatory vacation. It goes to show you that anybody can climb to the top with a little bit of skill, will, and determination. You don't have to break the rules to get ahead in this world.
You don't have to break the rules.
It's all about being good at what you do.
Just be good at what you do. That's it. Just be good at what you do. Be cool. You ain't gotta break no rules. And what we seeing right now is a lot of people getting exposed for breaking some rules. Some very clear-cut rules.
Building yourself up to be better and not letting anything get in the way of your dreams. It's true. It really is true. This is MC Supernatural signing off. Later, y'all. Peace.
Curious to know what MC Supernatural. I hope that all made sense, y'all. That is NBA Ballers taught me a lot as a kid. And it really made me realize, like, yo, I can really do anything I put my mind to. I really can. MC Supernatural. Let me see here. MC Supernatural. Yeah, I'm gonna tag this man once, because I'm definitely gonna post all this. Yeah, shout out to MC Supernatural. This was a game changer. That was a game changer. I'm glad that they came to him and did. I'm glad he's doing very well. He's so super healthy. Better video game intro. NBA Ballers and NBA Live 05. Listen, bro. NBA Ballers is up there. MC Supernatural. Yeah. I'm glad he's still kicking it, bro. There he goes with ODB. And look at this. We're in close proximity. That's cool. Yeah, I'm following him. Straight up. Absolutely changed my life with that information. When I was a kid, I promise you, coming from a place that actually had there was no possibility. You know what I'm saying? That well, I won't say no possibility, but I would just say coming from, it was like, how do I get out of here? Be really good at what you do. Be cool. You ain't got to do nothing sly to get ahead. That's it. That's simply it. And so with that being said, y'all, let's cook up some jams. I'm excited. I feel pretty powered up to make some music tonight. So let's see here. Let's see here. All right, so I'm looking right now in the Discord. Had a problem with the central bass rack. Do you have pedal as well. Yes, he was. If you want to join the Discord, cop a sample pack. Cop a sample pack. Let me actually update this little thing because I realized. Oh, that's why. Let me adjust this real quick, y'all. Someone just hit me up about they can't access the Discord. Ooh, there we go. There we go. Confirm. Now when I go to commands, Discord should be good to go. Yeah. Join the Discord by copying a sample pack. That's how you join in. That's how you join the Discord. Cop a sample pack, you'll get right in. If you copped one, go straight to email. Go straight to your receipt. You'll be able to get a link from there. So yeah, let's go ahead and see what we got going on. We got some stuff. As well, let me not forget to tell y'all, Sample Flip Challenge is literally due tomorrow. It's due tomorrow. Have you submitted for the Sample Flip Challenge? Because I know I've seen a bunch of people submit already, so that makes me very excited. That makes me excited. All right, so we got some samples from Louis. Gonna see what's going down. I'm gonna unmute this. So let's go. See what's going down. I like that loop. Is that a harmonica? Ooh. I love that first phrase you had. Miles from Reality just dropped one too. I love that sound. Let's see what's going on. Miles from Reality. I'm downloading that. Let's see what's going on with Andrew Twinning. That falsetto is crazy. See what's going on with the other one. Don't forget to like the stream as well. I'm on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter right now. That's tough. Almost sneezed. Ooh. This is gonna be a good one to start off for me. Oh, it's with Ellis World too. Dang, that's tough. Shout out to Ellis World, man. Let me use that as the first one to kind of start off the vibe. I'm using that one to start it all off. Yeah, 95 BPM. I'm gonna slide this over. So let's try it over. Let's go ahead and do something real specific. Hey Siri, set a timer for 30 minutes. Might be done quicker than that, so let's go. I'm hearing something. I'm hearing something specific I could try. Wait. Alright, I'm gonna create a different way than I haven't before. Let's try and get one. I'm looping it right now on clip view so I can build it out on arrangement. This is so great. I actually like this concept. This is so cool. So I'm about to use my Builder Pocket. Not a lot of people talk about the Builder Pocket enough. So I'm gonna let y'all know Builder Pocket, literally you can build whatever you want with this thing. Wait a second. That's cool. Duplicate that. Let me go to the Pocket X. I might have a good snare for that. Oh, wait a second. Let me go ahead and get one shot real quick because I might play it. I might actually play it. So hit. Okay. Boom. Let me get one more little cleanup on this. I gotta make sure that thing. Yeah. Ooh. So this is I'm using a combination of a few of them. I got them on my my last 3 drum packs have Build-A-Pocket folders. So the most recent one, which I'm kind of like blending with, is the Pocket pack. So that's like $20 bucks. Let's mute this real quick so I can focus on the drums. Because once you got the Pocket on it, I'm gonna swap it out for a rim. I think a rim is gonna be way harder than that. Woo, yeah. Oh, we're just recording. I don't know what happened. Oh, we're just recording. I don't know what happened. I'm gonna let it come back.